Good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Harish, good evening. Pratyusha, good evening. Mohammed, good evening. Please respond. Am I audible to everyone? Good evening, everybody. Am I audible to everyone? Shai, good evening. Ahmed, good evening. Please respond. Yes. What we saw in the previous class? Yes, Mohan, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Kumar, good evening. Musha, good evening. What we discussed in the previous class? So I was giving you a brief introduction to JavaScript. What we discussed in the previous class, please respond. Yes, good evening everybody. JavaScript. So what is the use of JavaScript and then what I discussed with you about JavaScript? Please respond. Basha, good evening. Bhavika, good evening. Kumar, good evening. Yes, Patel, good evening. Good evening everybody. So I was discussing with you about JavaScript. So what do you mean by JavaScript? Introduction to JavaScript, and then I discussed with you about some applications. So today I'm going to continue with JavaScript. So I'm going to give you some more examples about JavaScript. So what are all the other examples? I'm going to give you some more examples using JavaScript. So what is the use of comments? Yes, application of JavaScript. Yes, Kumar. Yes, so far whatever I am discussing, everything is clear. Any doubts so far? Yes. So what do you mean by comments in JavaScript? So whenever I am developing some bigger application, so today I am just going to continue with JavaScript. I am going to discuss with you about some more concepts. So how to write any JavaScript coding? Anybody can tell me? How to write any JavaScript coding? Anybody can tell me? Yes, clear. Yeah, how to write any JavaScript coding? So what is the syntax to write any JavaScript code? Please respond. What is the syntax to write any JavaScript code? Please respond. What is the syntax to write any JavaScript code? Please respond. Yes, with the script tag, so I'm going to write any JavaScript code. So under script tag, can you just tell me the syntax? So what is the use of script tag and what are all the different types of attributes I was discussing? So what is the use of script tag? So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so I need to use the script tag followed by attributes. The attributes, they provide some additional information about my tag elements. Clear with this? So any text written between slash, asterisk and asterisk slash is treated as a comment. So I'm going to discuss with you about comments in JavaScript. Clear with this? So what is the use of comments in JavaScript? So let me just show you simple examples of using comments. So I'm going to discuss with you about some more examples, how to write JavaScript code in the head section, how to write JavaScript code in the body section. So let me just give you some more examples. So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so the HTML language, hypertext, I'm going to discuss with you about HTML as well. So what do you mean by HTML? That is hypertext markup language. So whenever I want to write any HTML code, it starts with the HTML tag. So what is the use of this kind of scripting language? JavaScript. So if I want to add some dynamism to my HTML pages, I can go for this scripting language. So whenever I want to write any HTML code, so I need to have this HTML tag, and inside this I am having this head tag. And inside my head section, script type equal to, within double quotes, I am mentioning here as text or JavaScript. So whatever is the type of tag, so I am just using this script tag and I am going to go for this type attribute. So what is the use of attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I am using, so what is the use of attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So I can write my JavaScript code inside my head section, or I can write my JavaScript code inside my body section, or I can write my JavaScript code inside my head section as well as the body section. So inside my head section, so whenever I want to write any JavaScript code, so I need to use this script tag. So script type equal to, within double quotes, I am giving here as text or JavaScript. So whenever I want to define any user defined function, so I am using the function keyword followed by the name of the function. So I am writing a function called say hello function, and if I want to print some alert message. So what are the different types of events? So if I want to display some alert message, I need to use the alert keyword. So inside this alert, within double quotes, I am mentioning here as hello world. So I am having this starting script tag and closing script tag. Clear with this? So I am having the starting head tag and closing head tag. And whenever I want to write something inside my body tag, so I am having this body tag, and inside this I am having, so input type equal to, within double quotes, I am giving here as button. And I am coming for this onClick event. So onClick equal to, within double quotes, I am mentioning here as say hello. So there are different types of events available in JavaScript. So I can go for this onClick event or onChange event. So what are all the different types of events? So all these are the different types of events available in JavaScript. So I have different types of types, that is input type equal to, so whenever I want to have some button, within double quotes, this is the syntax, I am going to create some button. And all these are the attributes. So what is the use of attributes? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So what are the different type of tag elements? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So I have this onClick event. So onClick equal to, within double quotes, I am giving here as say hello. So whenever I am going to call this say hello function, so value equal to say hello. So hello world, this will be printed at my output. So this alert message, this will be printed at my output. Clear with this? So what is the use of this JavaScripting language? So as I was telling you, right, for example, whenever a person is hitting some button, submit button. So I want to print some alert message. If he has not filled enough details, so I need to print some alert message. So I can go for this alert keyword. So inside my say hello function, so I am using this alert keyword, and within double quotes, whatever is the alert message, so this will be displayed at my web browser. Clear with this? So what is the use of scripting language? So as I was telling you, right, so when I am developing some bigger applications, whenever I am going to go for HTML, so static web pages are developed using HTML. Whenever I want to add some dynamism, I can go for the scripting language. So I am saying, say for example, hello everyone. So this will be printed at the output. So I am going to save this file. I am going to save this. For example, whatever is the name of my file, it should be saved with .html extension. Clear with with this? So how I'm writing this JavaScript code? So whenever I want to write any HTML code, I should have this HTML tag. And inside this, I'm going for this head section. And inside my head tag, so whatever is the script type. So I'm having the script tag and type equal to within double quotes. I'm giving here as text or JavaScript. And whenever I want to define any function, so I have to use, for example, I'm going to write any type of functions inside my script. So script type attribute. So what is the use of this attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I'm using, so what is the use of this type attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. And inside this, I'm defining a function, say hello function. So whenever I want to print some alert message, I'm using the alert keyword. So hello everyone, this will be printed at my web browser. Clear with this? So whenever I'm going to write any type of JavaScript coding, it should have a starting script tag and a closing script tag. And inside my body section, so I'm having here input type equal to button. And on-click event, I'm saying here as say hello and value. Clear with this? So whenever I'm going to call this say hello function, so hello everyone, this will be printed at my output. Clear? So I can go for different types of events available in JavaScript. So I can go for this on-click event or what are all the other type of events. On change event. So whenever a person he is going to click this button, so it goes to the corresponding function. I am going to add some dynamism to my static web pages. That is the main use of going for this scripting language, JavaScript. So input type equal to within double quotes, I am giving here as button, and there is an on click event. So whenever a person he is going to click something, for example, he is going to click this button. Clear with this? So it goes to the corresponding function and alert message. This will be displayed at my web browser. So let me just illustrate this example. So I have saved this with .html extension. Just double click this file and you can see the result in my web browser. So I have created a button with a tag that is say hello. So whenever I am going to click this file, you can see here an alert message. Hello everyone, this will be displayed at my web browser. Clear with this? So what is the use of different types of alert messages? So what is the use of this kind of alert messages? So based on some events, so I am going to discuss with you about events in detail. So I am giving you a brief example, overview. So based on some events, some action should happen. For example, you are designing a web page for an employee, that is corporate company, or you are developing a web page for a academic institution, student registration form, employee registration form, or patient registration form. So whenever you are, for example, I have to collect the patient details. You are developing a website for a hospital management system. So I need to collect the patient details. Whenever I am going to click the submit button, so I have to, if he has entered some invalid email or password, so I should get some alert message. So the invalid email address or invalid password. So I want to display whatever type of validations I want to do. So I can just include a function inside my script tag. Clear with this? So in this example, so whenever I am going to click this button, so this alert message will be displayed in my web browser. Clear? So whenever you want to view any page source of this, just right click and there is an option to view the page source. Clear what I am trying to say here? So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so I need to have this HTML tag, and inside this I am coming for this head section. And then I am having this script type equal to within double quotes text or JavaScript. And whenever I want to write any scripting, so I am using the function keyword followed by the name of the function. So I'm having this starting script tag and closing script tag. And inside my body section, so I'm having this input type equal to button and on click event. So I can go for different type of events available in JavaScript. So I'm giving here as on click event and on click equal to say hello. So whenever I'm going to click this button, so value equal to I'm giving. So all these are the different types of attributes. So what is the use of attributes? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So instead of onClick, if I want some other event, so I'm going to discuss with you about JavaScript events. I will just elaborate this in detail. I'm just giving you a brief overview. What is the use of events? So I can go for onClick events, onSubmit, onChange events. And there is a value attribute. So value equal to within double quotes, I'm giving here as say hello. Clear with this example, everybody? So you can include that is scripting language. You can write a JavaScript code either in the head section or you can use them in the body section. So wherever you want, you can just place your JavaScript code. So you have to use the corresponding script tag. So based on your requirement, whatever type of applications you are developing, if you want to use JavaScript in your head section, so you can just place your script tag inside my head section, or if you want to place your JavaScript code inside the body section, so you can include a script type equal to inside your body section. Clear with this? So what is the use of this JavaScript coding? So whatever I am writing here, so you can include a JavaScript code in your head section or you can include your JavaScript code inside your body section. So let me just show you one more example so you will just understand this better. So I'm having, whenever I want to write any HTML code, I'm having this HTML tag and inside this I'm coming for this head tag. So whenever I'm having any starting tag, it should have a starting tag and a ending tag, closing tag. So I'm having this starting head tag and closing head tag. And inside my body section, so body tag, so I'm just giving here script type equal to, so within double quotes, I'm mentioning here as text or JavaScript. And whenever I want to write something in my web browser, so I have to use the document variable using dot operator. I'm just calling this write function. So whenever I want to display something in my web browser, so I'm using this document variable. So using this variable name using dot operator, I'm just calling this write function. Clear with this? So I'm just printing some message. For example, I'm teaching JavaScript, right? So I'm just saying here as JavaScript. So I can include a scripting tag. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript code, so I have to use this script tag. So I can have the script tag either in the head section or I can have the script tag either in the body section. Clear with this? So based on my requirements, so I can use this script tags anywhere. So if I want to place a script tag in my body section, so I can do so like this. So whenever I want to display something in my web browser, so I have to use the document variable. So using this variable name using dot operator, I am just calling this write function. So within double quotes, I am giving here as JavaScript. It is having a starting script tag and a closing script tag. Clear with this? So this is a web page body. So you can go for paragraph tag. So I am having a starting body tag and a closing body tag. So let me just save this file. For example, I am saying, so JavaScript. So it should be saved with .html extension. So just double click and you can see the result in the web browser. So whatever I have typed in, so this will be displayed in my web browser. Clear with this? So whenever I am developing bigger applications, so if I want to include some JavaScript code in my head section, I can just do so. Or if I want to include the JavaScript code in my body section, so I can just do so. So wherever you want to write the JavaScript code, so you should have the script tag. Clear with this? So you can see here. So if I want to write some JavaScript code in my body section, so I should have the script tag should be placed in my body section. Or if I want to write some JavaScript code in my head section, so I should have the script tag in my head section. So whenever I want to write something in my web browser, so using this variable name, using dot operator, I am just calling this write function. Clear with this example? So you can have the JavaScript code in the head section as well as body section. So let me just show you one more example so you will understand this better. So I am just giving you some more examples so that you will understand. So where you can place the JavaScript code and how it executes. Clear with this? 1 minute. So far I was discussing, so if you want to place some JavaScript code in your head section, you can just do so. Or if you want to place JavaScript code in your body section, so you can do so. So you can include JavaScript code in your head section as well as body section. So clear with this? So this is one more example. So whenever I want to write any HTML code, so I should have the HTML tag, and inside this I am having this head tag. And inside my head tag, so whenever I want to write some JavaScript coding, so I should have the script tag and type attribute. So type equal to within double quotes I am giving here as text or JavaScript. And inside this, whenever I want to define any function, so I am using the function keyword followed by the name of the function. So I am defining a function called say hello function, and if I want to print something at the output, I am using this alert keyword. So alert hello world or whatever I want to write. So you can say JavaScript or whatever alert message I want to write, so it can be displayed at my output. Clear with this? So wherever I want to write any JavaScript code, I should have this script tag. And you should use this type attribute. So what is the use of attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so within double quotes I am giving here as text or JavaScript. So I am defining a function called say hello function, and I am alerting something at the output. So alert message will be displayed. So whenever this function is called, an alert message will be displayed. So it is having this starting script tag and closing script tag. And inside my body tag, so I am having, so script type equal to within double quotes I am giving here as text or JavaScript. And if I want to write something in my browser using this variable name Document.Write, I am just calling this write function. So there is an inbuilt function called write function, and hello world, this will be returned, that is displayed in my web browser. So I am having this starting script tag as I was telling you, right? So I can write my JavaScript code. I can include a JavaScript code in the head section as well as in the body section. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript code, so I should have the script tag followed by the type attribute. And finally, I'm just declaring, so input type equal to within double quotes, I'm saying button. So I have different input types. So whenever I want to display any button, so I'm just giving here input type equal to button. And I can go for different type of events. So there is an onClick event. So within double quotes, I'm saying I'm calling this say hello event and value. Just save this file. So whenever I want to save any file, it should be saved with .html extension. So clear with this example, so I can include a script tag. That is, I can write my JavaScript code in my head section as well as in the body section. Clear? So whenever I am going to click this button, so you can see an alert message will be displayed in my web browser. So based on my design, so whatever type of application I am developing, so accordingly I can go for different types of patterns. For example, you can see here, I want to display something in my web browser as well as I want to display some alert message. Whenever I am going to click this button, so an alert message is being displayed in my web browser. Clear with this? So whenever you want to view the page source, just right click and there is an option to view the page source. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. Any doubts so far? If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for ReactJS Internship Program, ReactJS 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So 14th of April, this is the last date for internship registration. So the fee comes around 999 rupees. And once you register after this date, so the internship fee comes around 1179 rupees. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for ReactJS Internship Program, ReactJS 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So 14th of April, this is the last date for internship registration. The fee comes around 999 rupees. And once you register after this date, the internship fees comes around 1179 rupees. Clear with this? So till this part, so this is what we are going to see in our 30 days masterclass. So firstly, I discussed with you about Java and what do you mean by JavaScript. And then I gave you some introduction. I will be giving you some introduction to HTML. What do you mean by hypertext markup language? What are all the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? And then I am going to discuss with you about ReactJS. So what are all the, I am going to give you some examples, what are all the different concepts, that is what is the difference between ReactJS and AngularJS, what is the use of components, React properties. And finally, I will be discussing with you about some applications using ReactJS. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. Any doubts so far? So I am going to continue. So next I am going to discuss with you about what are the different data types available in JavaScript. Let me just continue 1 minute. So what are the different data types available in JavaScript? So JavaScript allows us to work with 3 primitive data types. So all these are the different data types available in JavaScript. The first one is the numbers. The second one is the string data type, and third one is the Boolean data type. So all these are the different data types available in JavaScript. Alright. So what is the use of numbers? So all these are the different data types. So Karthik, so I am just saying type equal to text or JavaScript. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so I am saying type equal to text or JavaScript. You are able to see my screen? So basically all these are the different data types. So what do you mean by data type? So what type of data the variable can hold? So all these are the different data types available in JavaScript. So I have numbers, strings, Boolean. So all these are the different data types available in JavaScript. So whenever I want to store any numbers, I can go for this numbers data type. Or if I want to store some string values, I can go for this string data type. If I want to store some true or false values, Boolean values, so I can go for this Boolean data type. Clear with this? So what do you mean by data type and variables? So what is the use of variables? They are nothing but named containers. So whenever I want to store any name or money, if I want to store some currency value, so I have to use the var keyword followed by the variable name. Clear with this? So I am just using the var keyword followed by the name of the variable. For example, if I want to store some name of, I'm based on the type of application I am developing, so I have to go for this var keyword. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so I use the script tag followed by the type attribute. So what is the use of this type attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I am using, so what is the use of this type attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So script type equal to within double quotes I am giving here as text or JavaScript. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so I am giving type equal to within double quotes text or JavaScript. And inside this, so whenever I want to store any currency value or name value, so it should have a where keyword. Clear with this? So this is how I can define some variables. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, it should have a script tag followed by the type attribute. So type equal to within double quotes. So whatever type of JavaScript coding I want to write, so script type equal to within double quotes I am giving here as text or JavaScript. And inside this I am using where keyword. So whenever I want to store some money value or name value, so where money and then where name. So it should have a starting script tag and a closing script tag. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so it should have a starting script tag and a closing script tag. And I can also declare multiple variables with the where keyword. So instead of storing some single variables, I can store multiple variables. So you can see here I am using the where keyword. So I am just storing money and then name. So I can store multiple variables in a single line. Clear with this? So this is one more example. For example, if I want to store some string values. So based on my application. So whatever type of application I am developing, so accordingly I can just give this variable names. So whenever I want to store the name of patients or name of an employee, so I am developing a website for a restaurant management system. Or I am developing a website for a corporate company. So I want to store a list of employees. Or if I want to store a list of students. So whenever I want to write any type of JavaScript coding, so I should have this script tag. And inside the script tag, so type attribute. So what is the use of attribute? So I am saying within double quotes, I am mentioning here as text or JavaScript. So whatever type of JavaScript coding I want to write, so type equal to within double quotes, I am saying here as text or JavaScript. And if I want to declare any variable, so I should have the where keyword followed by the name of the variable. So name equal to within double quotes, whatever is the student name or patient name, so I have to give the corresponding name and I am initializing this variable. For example, if I want to hold some money value, so money equal to, so whatever is the amount, I should store the corresponding amount here. Clear with this? So what is the use of variables, and this is how I can initialize any variables. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so I should have the script tag followed by the type attribute. So what is the use of this attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whenever I want to write any JavaScript coding, so type equal to within double quotes, I am giving here as text or JavaScript. And then I am initializing some variables. Say for example, variable name equal to within double quotes I am giving, and money equal to, so whatever is the money I want to store, I am storing here. It is having this starting script tag and a closing script tag. Clear with this? So what is the use of JavaScript? And they have two different scopes. So one is called as a global variable and one more is called as a local variable. So global scope, it can be defined anywhere in the JavaScript code. So globally, if I want to use the variables in any of my JavaScript coding, so I can go for global variables. So from the name, you can just understand. So what do you mean by global variable and what do you mean by a local variable? So whereas a local variable, it will be visible only within a function or a block where it is defined. They are local to that function. Clear with this? So what do you mean by a local variable and what do you mean by a global variable? So whenever I am developing some application, so it has got some global scope, it means that it can be defined anywhere in the JavaScript code. And local variables, it will be visible only within a function where it is defined. So they are always local to that function. Clear with this? So I am just giving you a brief introduction to variables. So I am going to discuss about variables. So I am giving you some more examples so that you will understand what is the use of local variable and what is the use of global variable. So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so this is one example of going for local variables and global variables. So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so it should have this HTML tag. And inside this, I am coming for this body tag and onload attribute. So I can go for different types of attributes. So check scope. Clear with this? So I was telling you, right, based on different events, some action should be performed. So whenever I am going to click some button, so on click event. So based on some event, some action should be performed. Similarly, whenever I am loading this body section, so some function should be called here. So I am going to discuss with you about events. What are all the different types of events available in JavaScript? So I am giving you some examples. What is the use of local variable and what is the use of global variables? So I am just starting with the HTML tag. So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so I am just starting with the HTML tag and inside this I am coming for this body tag. And there is an onload. So onload, so check scope, I am calling this function and inside this I am having this script tag. So script type equal to within double quotes I am giving here. So I am mentioning here as text or JavaScript. And whenever I want to initialize any variables, I have to use the var keyword followed by the name of the variable. So within double quotes, I am giving here as global or local. And whenever I want to define any function, so I am using the function keyword followed by the name of the function. So inside this I am having variable myvar equal to within this double quotes I am giving here as local variable. And using this document variable using dot operator I am calling an inbuilt function called write function. So myvar. So what is the meaning of local variable? It is defined. It is visible only within this code block function. So it is local to this function. Whereas a global variable, it is visible to the entire code body. So it's visible to the entire program. It can be accessed from anywhere within this code. Clear with this? So variable scope, it plays a very important role. So whenever we are going to build some bigger application, so you should understand. So what do you mean by a global variable and what do you mean by a local variable? Clear with this? So inside this I am defining a variable. So locally if I want to define some variable, I am using the var keyword followed by the name of the variable. And if I want to write something in my output browser, so using this variable name, I am calling this write function. So this local, this variable will be printed at my web browser. So I'm closing my script tag and body section and HTML tag. So it is saved with .html extension. Clear with this? So local, this will be displayed in my web browser. With this, I am just stopping today. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for ReactJS Internship Program, ReactJS 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So 14th of April, this is the last date for internship registration. The fee comes around 999 rupees. And once you are going to register after this date, so the internship fees comes around 1179 rupees. So Karthik Raja, once you are using the global, once it is declared globally, you can use them anywhere. So once you are defining outside any code block, so you can use them anywhere. Any more doubts? If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for ReactJS Internship Program, ReactJS 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. I have just showed some examples using comments. If you want, you can just remove them. There is no need to include this. So just for illustrating some comments, I have used this. There is no need to include this commented section. Any more doubts? Yes, Raja, but you can see here. So once I am defining this variable as local, you can see here, right? So it is visible only within this code block. Whereas once I am going outside this code block, if I am going to call this my web, this global will be printed at the output. No, see, once I'm outside this code block, this local, this value is not going to be pointed by this my web. So for example, once I'm outside this code block, if I'm going to print the value of my var, global will be printed at the output. Clear with this, Karthik? Any more doubts? Soham, which one you are not able to access? I will check with that and let you know tomorrow. I am using Visual Studio Code, Sajid. For ReactJS, I am using VS Code. Any more doubts? So everything is clear. Whatever I discussed today, everything is clear. So I gave you an introduction to JavaScript. I will check with that and let you know why you are not able to log in. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for ReactJS internship program, ReactJS 1. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Any doubts? So local variables, once it is defined within the code block, so it is called as a local variable. So it's visible only within that code block. So once I'm going to go outside the code block, the local variables are not visible. Whereas a global variable, it's defined outside any of the code blocks, so it is visible and in the entire program. So it's visible globally. So that is the difference between a global variable and a local variable. Bhavika, is that clear? Please respond. Any more doubts? So I have just displayed local, that's it. So if you want, you can print global, and that is whatever is stored in the global scope. So it will be, once you are going to write outside this code block, so that will be displayed in my browser. Any more doubts? So local variable you can see here, it is defined within this function. So it is called as a local variable. Whereas a global variable you can see, it is defined outside any code block. So it's called as a global variable. See, here inside this code block, so I have defined this variable. So it is being printed. Clear with this? So this takes, so for example, myWhere is pointing to local. So this is being printed. Whereas once if I go outside this code block, so only global will be printed. Any more doubts? If you want, you can change the name of the variables for local and global and you can print out and see. Yes, Needy Singh. So if you declare myWhere 1, so if you are trying to print inside this code block, so global will be printed. You can change the variable names and you can just see if you want to print both this inside this block. So I have given the same variable name. For example, I am giving here variable myWhere 1. So just print myWhere and myWhere 1. So local and global, both this will be printed at the browser. Please acknowledge once your doubts are cleared. Alright then. Remaining things we will see tomorrow. Same time, same link. Thank you all.